And I say, let's just come on, come on, yeah, yeah, hey, let's have a good time, let's have a good time, we feeling alright, let's just come on, come on, yeah, yeah, let's have a good time, let's have a good time, we feeling alright, weather's good, I'm down for it all. Phone off, I won't answer calls. I'ma take a trip to the mall and buy everything that. Yep, Vibe Show 97.9. It's going down real exclusive tonight. Y'all already know the vibes. We got an amazing guest that's going to be joining us on the show tonight. Really, really super excited about this. So y'all make sure y'all keep it locked in. It's the Vibe Show 97.9. Ooh. Yep, Vibe Show 97.9, home of the most exclusive guest on the planet. And tonight we got a special guest joining us on the show. I'm your host, Kano the Don, the Vibe King. Super, super excited. Hope everybody had a blessed day at work or still having a blessed day at work if you still at work. Some people work the night shift. You know how that go. We can't always have it our way. Super excited, though. Listen. This queen right here is definitely, I would say, a quadruple threat in the game, doing major things out here. And it's definitely an honor to have her grace the platform tonight. Super excited. I'm talking about model, blogger, author, entrepreneur, host of Not Basic Blonde podcast, which they doing it big over there. I'm talking about the one, the only, Not Basic Blonde. Let's get her in here.
Hey.
Hey, what's going on?
Not much. How are you?
I'm doing good, feeling great, super excited. And I want to just take time to say thank you from me and the entire team. We want to say thank you so much for just coming out on the show and vibe out with us for a little while.
Yeah, thank you guys for inviting me. I'm so honored to be on the show.
Absolutely. Now I know you got so many different things going on, and we got so much to talk about. I'm just super excited. I want to start off with how was your day today though?
It was great, busy. I recorded some podcasts and I just had some things going on, so it was busy today. That's why I have full glam on, well, for the show too. So
Absolutely. You know what? It's funny that you say that because see, I appreciate that. You know what I mean? Like full glam on. We gotta pass this message out to other people because don't you hate when people come on your show, they're glammed up on their pages and strike interest and all of this stuff, and then they come on your show regular.
yeah, definitely.
I'm like, whoa,
T-shirts and stuff.
yeah, it's like I don't get it. Now, diving into your story a little bit, I was blown away. You it's fascinating to me. And I want to get inside your head a little bit because you know you're a graduate from Georgia State University with a BBA in managerial science.
Yeah.
But you know, because you could have went, you know, and had an amazing career job as well. But
well, I did.
you walked away from that. So I'm definitely excited because it takes it's a lot. You know, it's not just easy to walk away from a career job. You know, you went to school for it for so many years, and you could have went that way and been successful as well. But you stepped out on faith and on your dreams, and I love that. That's pure inspiration. And I just want to know what sparked that for you.
Well, I've done over 8 years of IT project management before I started my brand. And it was definitely not as much fun as working for yourself and doing so many things that I'm doing now. And I worked for major telecom companies like AT&T, Alltel, Cricket, Verizon, Sprint, and I've done huge projects. Like all people who have Sprint phones right now, I migrated them from old software to new because AT&T owns Cricket. So I've done it back in 2017, and I've done huge projects, but I was so sick of the office too. And many people told me like, "What are you doing here?" Well, I've done modeling since I was 13 too, and
Right.
they were like, "You look like a model. What are you doing in the office?" I was like, "Well, I liked that at that time too. It was bringing me six figures, and I was young and making good money at that time still, and it worked well, but then I knew it wasn't my dream job, and I didn't like. I would never want to have a long-term career in that field, so I knew I had to start my own brand, and I would not do it myself if the circumstances did not push me. Like universe definitely pushed me because I finished project before deadline, like way before deadline, and um we like whole team basically got laid off because
Oh,
we didn't have any more projects coming up.
right,
And also I applied for so many jobs and I had brilliant resume and so much experience and I couldn't find a job, and I knew, I mean, I still was doing what I'm doing on the side at that time, but I still was looking for a job
right.
and I didn't find one.
Now, was this
I
around pandemic time? Was this
from
around pandemic time?
Yeah. So I started making money from what I'm doing now. I mean, before I even found a job, and then I just let go of that thought.
Right, right. Wow. Like, so with the modeling, because you had a 15-year career
Yeah.
in modeling, with fashion and runway as well.
Mhm.
And with you were amazing in the States, and you also done it overseas
Yeah.
as well. And then that sparked acting roles and different things like that too. Talk to me about that experience, because 15 years in the game on the fashion modeling side. Talk to me about that, because I noticed too, what intrigued me about your page as well was you take the most amazing pictures. I mean, your pictures are always dynamic, and I knew that you can just tell the ones that's kind of seasoned with modeling and not just taking your regular pictures or whatever. Talk to me about how did you get into modeling?
Well, I started back in Ukraine when I was still there, and I was like 13, and I went to modeling school. I started attending castings, and I've done like different fashion shows there as well. But when I came to US when I was 17, I started doing modeling here too. I went to modeling school here as well, and then I was in Atlanta, so I just done a lot of. I mean, I've done so many magazines and just modeled for so many brands, and they still some of them still reach out to me and saying, "Oh, remember you done this for my online catalog, or you done this for my brand." It was
Right.
like back, I don't know, a long time ago. But then I just started working with brands directly. Like now I partner with brands and I just model for them, but I also do like some of the brands hire me to be their model for like online catalogs or promote their products. And also I do it myself. as brand partnerships as well. So I've walked in fashion weeks as well, in Atlanta fashion weeks and other ones too. But now I'm more on other side of runway, so I was a press now. I
Right.
don't go to fashion shows as a model, so I go as a press. So, I mean, if I would want to, I probably would as well. I might, because I was offered to do Miami Swim Fashion Week this year, but
Really?
I didn't do it
Why? It's exciting.
because it was not much. They were not offering as much, so.
Mm. Now, with partnerships, because a lot of
Mhm.
people are trying to figure that all out as far as like, you know, getting partnerships, being able to partner up with some of these brands. Can you educate our listeners a little bit on strategies and different ways to be able to connect to get some of these endorsement deals and brand partnerships and stuff like that? Can you
Well, I
educate?
have a whole course on it. So there's a whole like system behind it, and mainly if you have zero experience, you don't know where to start and how to start promoting brands, just pick brands you're already using in your household and just start sharing your honest opinion on and start tagging brands and they will notice you. And
Mm.
if you will be a fit, they will hire you for their campaigns. So
Now that's a good tip right there. That's
yeah.
a good tip. And guys, she do have tutorials and so much information also as well. We can get that information too. I'm thinking that you could go to the website because when I
Mhm.
went over there, I noticed they had so much information over there. So you guys, if you want more information on it, you can visit Not Basic Blonde official website at www.notbasicblonde.com. She has so much stuff over there. The website is absolutely amazing. Definitely go over there and check that out. That's www.notbasicblonde.com. Now, in the modeling game,
Mhm.
um, with that too, girls and women that's inspiring to get into that game, is it absolutely necessary for you to have to go and take classes just to be more educated on it, or if you just naturally look good, you're gorgeous or whatever, and they have different castings or something like that or whatever, you could just go and try your luck that way as well?
Now you don't have to look good. You just have like it's just a matter of you trying and just I mean now in modeling they accept anyone. It used to be so crazy, like you had to be between size 2 and 4, and I always struggled with that. So I was like on crazy diets all the time and
Right.
I would not eat. And when I was 17 I was like terrible. I would just not eat almost anything. I mean I was on very, very strict diets, and my mom would have to fight with me to actually make me eat. And yeah, because I wanted to be a model
Right.
and I wanted to fit in, in the size chart they had. Now there is no size chart. There is like no requirements. Now they don't even ask you for your weight. They just ask you for your height, maybe some measurements sometimes, and
Right.
that's all. Like you don't have to be tall. Like before, you had to be on 5'11", so I've done runway too, and you had to be like 5'8", I think, or higher. For guys, it's 5'10" or higher to do runway.
Mhm.
Now anyone can, and before you have to be size 0 to 4. If you would be size 6, you would consider plus size.
Right.
Now it's not the same. So, and anyone can be a model now. So it's just
Whole
you,
different game now, huh?
yeah, and you can model yourself, like
Right.
partner with brands. So
I think that that's great that you have so much experience in that field, and it's almost to the point now to where, like you said, you can always go back
mhm.
to that full-fledged too, because I mean, of course, you build some great relationships um within doing it as well too. And I think that that's important too. How important do you think it is with your experience in the business and the entertainment business? How important it is to, you know, maintain those relationships and make great relationships. Do you think the relationships are the most valued thing in the business?
Well, you see, we found each other on Instagram, so you have to connect with people. You have to network all the time
Right.
to get more partnerships, to get more connections, to expand your network. Because anyone, I mean, don't say no to opportunities because you don't never know which opportunity might bring you the outcome you want. So yeah, you have to be open to it, and you have to network with people as much as possible, not to be afraid to reach out if you want to. If
Right.
you really admire someone, just say, DM them and say something. And
Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree. And you know, you're the founder and creator of Not Basic Blonde brand.
mhm.
But you know, I want to ask you though, can you pronounce your name for me?
Yeah, it's Olia, or I go sometimes by Olyasha.
Oh yeah. Okay. Okay. That's and didn't know you were from Ukraine.
Yeah.
So what was the experience like growing up in Ukraine for you?
Well, it wasn't the same as here. I did not get McDonald's till like 19 something, 95, 96. I remember having my first like McDonald's ice cream when I was like, I think 10 years old. Yeah, 98 or something.
Right.
So it was not the same as in US, and definitely as far as schools, it's way more strict, and like teachers allow themselves way more than here. And you have to come like, you have to dress up to go to school, and mostly people dress up like in Europe. And I mean, now it's way more casual than it used to be, but before, I mean, you dress up to go to grocery store. When I came to US, I would dress up to go to like Walmart or like Publix.
Right, right, right,
People would look at me like, what's going on? But I
right.
didn't know. But when I came to US first, I was hour and a half from Atlanta, and it was terrible because I'm from a big city, and it was a small town, and it was a huge culture shock for me. I didn't know why people were wearing what they were wearing.
Right.
And I didn't know why they were acting like that, but it was their nature. I mean, they live, in suburbs and stuff.
And I was gonna ask you that. I was gonna ask you too, you know, was that transition difficult for you
Mhm.
coming from Ukraine into the States? What was the transition like? Of course, you said it was a culture shock for you. You know, from a mental standpoint, being able to make the adjustment with adjusting in once you became a citizen here.
Mhm.
What was that
Well,
like?
I was 17, so it wasn't as hard. For my mom,
Mhm.
it was harder. She was like, I think 35 at that time.
Right.
So I really, I mean, started, I mean, it came naturally to me because I was teenager at that time, and I learned language pretty fast, and the lifestyle too. So it wasn't as hard. It was just like hard because I was living in a small town at that time. For the first 2 years when I was in US, I was living in that small town, which was terrible.
Right.
But after I moved to Atlanta, it wasn't as bad. And yeah, I made so many friends fast. So I definitely missed home. I mean, it's not in my home anymore,
Right.
and it ruined because of the war.
I
But
know. Right.
yeah, I really got used to American culture pretty fast.
Right. Why Atlanta? I would think that I don't know why when I look at you, I'm thinking LA, you know, you got that LA type of
Yeah,
a
that's what
little bit
everybody's telling me, but I got here by mistake. Well, my mom was a mail order bride, and she married an American guy. That's how I came here. And he lived in LaGrange, Georgia, which was, oh my God, a
Mhm.
small city. And That's where we moved first when I came to US. But then after he was in military, so they moved to Tennessee and I stayed by myself and I went to Georgia State. So that's why I moved to Atlanta.
Right. What really attracted you most about the lifestyle once you actually got over here and got seasoned in, seeing how things less as strict as it was in Ukraine? What really really excited you though
Because
about
it's way more laid back. People have more freedom as far as like they're not afraid of any judgment.
right,
They can show up in public in any way they want to be, like, looking like whatever. And people don't judge here. Like, even when you compare Instagram accounts of Russian, Ukrainian influencers compared to American influencers, it's not as bad. People go crazy in their comments, like they're mean.
right,
Here, people are not. They're still nice. And what really was different for me, and it was not, it definitely wasn't usual, that everyone here smiles, says hi, how are you, even if you don't know somebody on the
right.
street. Some random people are just saying hi, how are you. In Ukraine and Russia, people don't do that. They don't say
Really?
hi to random people on the street. And I was like, why all these people saying hi to me? I don't know you. Why are you saying hi? How are you? Yeah.
Well, I mean, you do have, I mean, you do have a striking look. So, naturally people gonna be like, hey, how you doing? Or
Mhm.
whatever, you know what I mean? Like, you a natural blonde?
No, but I've been blonde for the mostly um more than half of my life. So
Right. But
so
you're
I
black.
guess I am now.
Yeah, yeah, right. The food, I know the food was different for you too. Was that an adjustment for you too, as far
So
as like,
food is really good there because it definitely tastes uh flavorful, way more flavorful than here. But then here, if you get organic food, it might taste the same. But in Ukraine and Russia, food is like so flavorful. And
really?
it's just, as far as, well, now I found like Russian stores here, so I have all the food now the same as I had there, but before it was not the same. Yeah, I was getting homesick sometimes.
Right, right, right. What would you say though, has been the most difficult thing for you? And let's say overall in the business, you've been in the business for some
Mhm.
years now. But throughout that journey, I know, there've been some rocks in the road as
Mhm.
well. I like to share things like that for people who may get discouraged and, maybe thinking about giving up, thinking, or they may just look at, the lifestyle that's being presented on social media and all of that. And a lot of people are always kind of showing the glorified side of it, but it's not easy. It's some bumps in the road. Can we talk about maybe some experiences that
Yeah,
you may have been
definitely.
through?
Well, first of all, my brand is called NotBasicBlonde,
Mhm.
and I had so many haters when I started it because, like, other influencers and bloggers, they were not as welcoming and they were not as nice to me because of my brand name, and they were kind of like, back then in 2017, everyone's trying to fit in and want to be basic, like,
Right.
the pumpkin spice latte and Spanx and Uggs, and everybody's taking picture with it. I never done that. That was not my style. So I had many. It was harder for me to build my community first, but then after pandemic, people are became more open minded. So now, now my brand is right on point because now everyone is talking about, oh, well, my brand talks about it's okay to be different, it's okay to be yourself, be unique, never basic.
I
And
like it.
now every brand you see out there, everybody you see out there, they say, oh, just be yourself. Just, you don't have to fit in.
Right.
Just not to, don't be afraid to stand out. So now basically everyone is saying my brand slogan everywhere.
Mhm.
So, and now I have like huge community. But
Right.
when I was starting, it was definitely hard.
So, that's interesting though, because did that kind of make you feel a way though? Do you kind of
Yeah.
feel like the game is saturated now, oversaturated now? Because I like the fact that it is a more creative space.
No, it's not.
Um,
It's not always saturated. I mean, how many gas stations do you see? How many stores do you see? But
right,
everyone goes to their favorite store, favorite gas station. So that's how it is. People love you for you, so they still have, they still have their. I mean, everyone still has their own fans and their own. They will still find their own supporters no matter what. So no, I mean, you can't ever think that industry is oversaturated. It's not.
right.
Everyone has space for it. Like there is a place for everyone.
Now now okay. Now I agree with you on that. I agree with you on that. It is room for everybody. Um, but with social media though, do you find it difficult at times by it being such a controlled platform in a way? Because sometimes you can have a good product sometimes,
Mhm.
and with it being it's not as free as everybody think it is, because sometimes you can have some dope content and have a whole bunch of good things going on, and you're not really seeing that flux and growth, or you're seeing your numbers being messed with, or you're seeing your followers tapering off at times, and then because you try to time this thing by studying your analytics and
Well,
trying
you
to
have to definitely spend money on advertising
Let's talk
because,
about that. Let's talk
yeah,
about that.
because otherwise you can't do that. So you do have to promote your posts, your stories, and all that.
Right, right. Is it a strategy with how many posts that you put out a day?
No, not anymore.
Not
It
anymore.
used to be like that. I I used to be, oh my god, I used to get like, was it red race? You had to like post twice a day before. Now I post once, maybe 3 days, once in 4 days, because I have so much going on behind the scenes. I can't
Right,
post every day.
right. Absolutely. I agree with you on that. I had to minimize mine down because we have so much going on this side, and it's just
Hmm.
I'm just like, sometimes do you ever find yourself getting tired of social media sometimes though? Do from a mental aspect
Yeah.
sometimes you
Yeah,
do?
I started taking breaks because I faced huge burnout where I had like anxiety, panic attacks, and all that. So I overworked myself, and I started just taking a break from social media like once a day. I mean, once a week. Just like
Mhm.
not go on social media and not even care. Like I don't even care what's going on there. I'm
Right,
done. I'm not even looking at it today. Like I'm having my Saturday off
right,
because before I did not. Even though like I work for myself, I did not have any days off, weeks off, or even when you go on vacation, you still create a lot of content. I
right.
create so much content, but I still have so much content from my vacations back in August that I haven't posted.
Right, right. You have to unplug sometimes, just take a mental break to recharge sometimes.
Yeah,
So
that's very good.
I totally
Like,
agree with
do
you.
you first. Social media will not go anywhere. Don't worry about it.
Not going nowhere. You
Your
right.
mental health is way more important than that.
Right, right. Vibe Show 97.9. We just in here vibing out right now with the one and only Not Basic Blonde. Of course, we got to go pay. You're locked in. It's the Vibe Show 97.9. We be right back. We got to pay some bills right quick.
What's new and hot on the scene? The Pink Smoke Cigar Company, a black, female-owned boutique cigar company offering one-of-a-kind, hand-rolled cigars from proprietary blends created specifically for Pink Smoke by the J. Will Cigar Company. Their exotic recipes are blended from various regions of Nicaragua, Ecuador, Colombia, Mexico, the Dominican, and Honduras. What's certain is you'll experience the most unique, even fresh smoke your palate has yet to discover. They're so hot, they were the premier brand ambassador at the 2022 Men's Style Gifting Suite for Super Bowl 56. For more information, go to pinksmoke4u.com. That's pinksmoke, the number 4, letter U.com to experience Pink Smoke's sexy, classy cigar culture. Contact L Group PR Agency for bookings and events.
Back with the one and only Not Basic Blonde. We back in here. I want to shout out a few people that's actually in the live chat right now. And shout out to everybody that's on the radio airwaves tuning in right now. We appreciate all that love. Shout out to Live Vibe Radio. Thank you for that love. Shout out to Mr. Lawton TV. Thank you for chiming in, my brother. Shout out to the one and only, our very own Strong Jewel. Got to shout out Strong Jewel. What up, Jewel? Shout out to Moni Marie. Thank you so much for chiming in. And let's see here. And everybody else that's on the live right now, man. Thank y'all so much for showing so much love to my special guest. Now, I gotta talk about this because I thought this was absolutely dope. You're also an author as well, of children books, and you got 2 out right now.
I have one, but I'm working on something. I haven't. I mean, I can't disclose it yet.
I tried, y'all. I tried to get y'all this, but we will get her to come back on here when she releases it, and we can talk about it then. But right now we have Cutie the Unicorn. It's Okay to Be Different.
Yeah,
that's out right now. And is there where can we can get that from? Also the website as well, right?
Everything on Amazon.
On Amazon as well. Talk to me about that though. What sparked the interest to want to become an author? And because you also empower women as well. Like you're really big on that. That's another thing that I really like about your brand and what you have going on. You're all about that. Talk to me about that though, becoming an author and putting out your own book.
So I was bullied in school for my fashion and just like the way I was dressed and my height. So I decided to inspire younger generation that it's okay to be different, it's okay to be yourself. And that's why I decided to write a book. And it was really kind of my story behind it, that people, when they saw me, they didn't see my inner beauty.
Right.
They kind of took me for my fashion, and then they thought maybe, oh, I, look like this and I might be, too arrogant or something, but I'm not.
Yeah, they didn't think that. Yeah.
Even I had so much like trouble in school, I had to go. They sent me home to change all the time.
Really?
Yeah, even on the last day of school, in high school, the principal announced me, and in front of the whole school, they said how they would be without me, like the one that is like fashion role model.
Are you serious?
And then, like last year, I found my principal on Facebook, and I messaged her. I said, "Thank you for hating on me. I made it that in my career. Like now, it's my career actually."
Wow.
I turn all the obstacles into, my career.
Right. How difficult was it though? And why children's books? I mean, you could have wrote a book about anything, but
well, I love unicorns. I mean, everybody loves unicorns. Kids love it too. So that was my main character. And also I wanted to create something colorful and something like bright. And there were not many books on the market about like unicorns, and my story was very unique, and many kids like struggle in school right now on bullying, and so many of them, like there were so much suicide around that because kids were bullied in school and somebody said something, and then you know it,
Right.
it gets pretty hard on them. So that's why I wanted to create children's book that will inspire them that even if they look different, even it's not about just being more beautiful, less beautiful. It's about if you look different, if you don't look like everyone else, you don't have to fit in. It's
Mhm.
you. You can stand out. You're
Right.
unique. You're a limited edition. So
Right. And with that being said, though, this whole, I mean, because you're on social media. Do you think that that's a narrative that's being posted now out there that's being pushed to where young girls and women have to feel like they have to always be super glammed up all the time in order to be able to fit into this whole social media culture and society. You got to have the lashes, the hair, the makeup, the all of this stuff or whatever. Do you think that that's being pushed so far out in the front to where people are actually losing their self identity in a way?
not anymore. Now everyone does whatever they want and they're not afraid to show their face with no makeup on or something. But before it used to be like that back in 2017. And in Europe, in Ukraine, and Russia, it's still like that.
Mhm.
And because there's a shortage of men and there's a lot of competition, so you have to be on top of your game. But now in US, nobody cares. Like you can wear whatever you want to wear. Trash bag like Balenciaga models.
Right, right, right. You're right. Some of your inspirations, what inspires you? Like who are some of the people that inspire you?
Well, usually it's like um I don't know. I wouldn't say I just get inspired by some people. I just get inspired by the better version of myself. Like whenever I, you know, progress over years. And my followers inspire me, their feedback. They
Right.
always inspire me when they tell me that I changed their lives or I impacted their lives in a good way. Even though it was so funny, my friend, I have the older version of, the AirPods. And my friend got a new one, and her daughter was asking her to get her the latest one. And she was like, well, my friend, not basic blonde. Well, she has the older version. So are you okay with that? She's like, yes, mom, I'm okay with that. No, I'll wear it.
Oh my God. Wow. So, on your podcast, you know, it's kind of open discussion. You talk
Mhm.
about we talk about a lot of things um on the show. Checked out a few episodes as well, and
Mhm.
was definitely tapped in. Definitely like the interview style and the way that you make the guests feel comfortable enough to be able to open up and have these open discussions
Mhm.
um, or whatever in the business. Do you or did you find it a little bit more challenging and difficult on the women's side, with it sort of being like a male dominated industry in a way? Did you find it difficult? Because I heard you mention that you know being beautiful and all of that or whatever has its advantages, but then at the end of the day, hearing what you're saying right now, it also has its disadvantages as well. um, do you find that it did you find it difficult um as a woman to carve out your niche in the industry, even though you went a different route, but when you were more out there with it, and not more on the independent side?
Well, my niche mainly is entrepreneurship and fashion, so I'm on both sides. Entrepreneurship is mostly men world, and I'm kind of in it too. And fashion is a women world, so I have both. So
Right.
it wasn't as hard for me. So yeah, that's why. And I support women all the time, so they support me. I have, you know, queens like fix each other crowns. They don't go. I mean, they don't fight with each other.
Right, right. Well, now we can agree to disagree on that now because I'm starting to see the women scratching a little bit more, and maybe it's just a social media thing. I don't
Oh, you
know.
mean like business world as far as like, well, yeah. Well, now many women, there are so many women in the business now. So yeah, it's not just men's world now, no. But it used to be.
Right, right,
But
absolutely.
not anymore because there are so many successful female entrepreneurs like 8 figure and all that. So yeah, not anymore, but it used to be back then.
Right, right. If you had the power, because it's so much going on in the world now, I just think that it's I can't even keep up with it, anymore. It's so different from the way we grew up. Of course, the world has to evolve, and but I just feel like um, we're in a space, a divided space as people, not looking at color because, which I really appreciate the way that I came up in my little time and era or whatever, because, I have friends from all walks of life and wasn't really geared so much towards the color thing, even though we know it exists or whatever. But I feel like now the space that we're in now, I feel like we're so divided as a people. And I just want to get your take on it because I'm more than sure that you aware, you're a fellow journalist yourself, aware of things that's going on in the world and how we, are being so divided as a people. I just want to get your take on it and how it may be affecting you from a mental standpoint. It's starting to affect me a lot.
Well, I've been discriminated here all the time, and I get reverse discrimination. I get discriminated all the time. So it just, some people are really uneducated, and some people are not nice people. And like, I grew up in Ukraine, Russia, and we had multicultural people, and even here too. But some people are just not the same, and yeah, it's definitely crazy what was going on, even with Black Lives Matter and all that. So it was disgusting to some point what's going on, and to all the Kanye West comments on Twitter and stuff, it is definitely not okay. But what can you do about people that are not, you can educate them as much as you can, but
Mhm.
you can't do anything about them. They just have their terrible opinion, and it's just them because they're not happy with their own lives, and they have to take their anger on something or somebody.
Right. Yeah, I agree with you. I continue to just pray for them, continue to pray for the world, because
Yeah.
there's still a lot of good people out there. I feel like
Like
some,
my family in Ukraine got severely affected by the war, and I was born in Ukraine, but my last name is Russian.
mhm,
My Russian is my first language. I never spoke Ukrainian because I'm from Eastern Ukraine,
mhm,
and no one does there, not in that part of Ukraine. Only Western part of Ukraine speaks Ukrainian. So, like, and some of the even facts from the war, what my family was telling me, I had to evacuate my grandma from Ukraine. Her building got split in half by the bomb,
oh my
and
God,
she's bedridden. She barely survived. And she said Russian soldiers were helping them. They were feeding them for 2 weeks, and they were own people killing each other. And I mean, it's just crazy what's going on. But what can you do? I mean, you can do as much as you can as far as like educating people and spreading love on your channels. But I just pray for all this to, you know,
right, right.
get
Can
better.
so So you speak both. You speak Ukrainian and Russian.
No, I don't speak Ukrainian. I understand
Oh,
a little bit. I mean, like, I understand some of it, but my first language always was Russian, even though I was born in Ukraine. That's how, I mean, it's the same. For us, it's the same. And the war is happening there. It's like, it's not even about people, it's just about, politics. But no one can really explain that because we both speak Russian, like Ukrainian people speak Russian. And I mean, there are some of them are very, very like racist against their own people. They hate you
right.
if you speak Russian, but I don't know Ukrainian. I mean, I learned it in school as a second language, but my first language was always Russian. And I came to US when I was 17. And if I try to remember some word in Ukrainian now, it comes up in English.
Okay, so well, can you speak something in Russian for us, please? If
Yeah, of course. What do you want me to tell
I
you?
don't know, I don't know. Just say something for us. I want to hear it.
Well, I can say hi, how are you?
Okay, yeah, say that.
Привет, как дела?
Wait a minute. So wait, say it slow.
Привет means hi.
Привет.
Yeah.
Okay.
Как дела means how are you?
I gotta get
Oh,
with
it
you.
was so funny when I first came to US and there was somebody would say the word cock, and I would
Right,
in Russian it's how. And I was like, are they saying that they know that word? No, they saying how?
right. Wow, that's funny. So now if you had the power
Mm.
to change anything in the world right now, what would that be?
Well, I would try to help as many people as I can, and
Uh,
as many kids and women as I can. So
right, right. That and that's definitely a good thing, because we need all of the healing in the world that we could get. You know, you.
yeah, so I donate part of the proceeds of my book to St. Jude's. So
Mhm.
if you guys find it on Amazon, purchase it. Yeah.
Y'all make sure y'all go and definitely support that. Um, I want to ask you this about social media too.
Mhm.
Because I feel like social media is a gift and a curse.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
I feel like I understand the freedom of speech thing and all of that or whatever, but I
It's not
do
really a freedom there.
it's really not. I don't like the fact that people can just do whatever. People can just slander you in any type of way that they want to at any given time that they want to online. And it's just like people will take that piece of narrative and just go with it.
Well, now you can report comments. Now you can block them. Now you can, you know, Instagram deletes profiles. But before it wasn't like that. And also, people would, I mean, happy people wouldn't do that. They wouldn't just go online and try to, you know, try
Right.
to upset a stranger. I
Right.
mean, they have to be really miserable with themselves to do that.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Now let's do some shout outs
Okay.
to anybody that you want to give roses to right now. Your support team, your family, friends, you have tons of fans that support you. Let's anybody you want to give flowers to right now. Let's go on and take time to show them some love and shout them out.
And definitely to my mom and my family and all my supporters and all listeners.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, what do we have coming up? Now, you got this new book that I can't
I have a
squeeze.
lot. That's why I'm like, I can't even post on Instagram as much as I want to because I can't. I have like so much going on and people pulling me in different directions and asking stuff and doing projects. But I don't know. They're just moving very slow right now. I don't know what happened. It's just like everything is moving way too slow, but I don't announce anything till it's actually out. So it will
So,
be out soon.
so you see, I'm working hard over here. I'm trying, guys. We're not going to be able to get it. We're not going
Yeah.
to be able to
Well, I don't want to jinx it. That's why I don't want to, say it yet.
I get it. I definitely get it. Now, also too. Now the podcast. Can you give us the times that how often? So just for the listeners that's actually
Mhm.
on the airwaves listening, how often are you releasing new episodes?
Usually it's weekly on Tuesday or Thursday. So
Weekly,
every
Tuesday,
week. Yeah.
Thursday, Tuesday and Thursdays. Guys,
Tuesday or
y'all
Thursday.
also really big on health as well. You talk about health wellness a
Yeah.
lot as well. How important is that to you with having the knowledge and being able to share that knowledge within your platform, just to bring healing or being an advocate of information for people?
Well, health is wealth. So you have to take care of yourself first. And because, if your cup is not full, you can pour out of empty cup.
Ah, y'all heard that, huh? That's what I'm talking about. And
Yeah.
that's funny you say. I was just talking to Strong Jewel about. We was talking about having about you pouring so much into others and
Yeah.
you want to be poured back into as well, and
Hmm.
sometimes your cup can run dry. From a support standpoint, though, do you find it hard because you've built the brand up now and it's the wheels are turning and
Hmm.
people are you got your core fans that's tapped in, do you feel like you're still getting um all the support um that you show others?
Well, yes, but sometimes if I don't, I get it from other people that I don't expect it from. So
Mhm.
it still balances out. So
That's good. That's
yeah.
that's good. Well, now I asked you what can we look forward to, so I'm gonna have to go with a lot of things you got coming
Yeah,
up.
just stay tuned and keep checking my page on Instagram, and you will see all the latest updates will be there. So I also have an NFT collection, so you can purchase as well.
Absolutely. Let's put the social platforms in ways that people can actually follow you, keep up with you, stay connected for the latest updates on things that you have coming up. Can we
Mhm.
put those social platforms out there for them, please? You guys make sure that y'all go and visit Not Basic Blonde, the official website. It's www.notbasicblonde.com. And can you put your social platforms out there for our listeners and for the people that's tuned in right now?
Yeah, definitely. My main Instagram it's not basic blonde underscore, and my podcast Instagram is NBB podcast, and not basic blonde podcast is one word. Just type in search bar. It's available on all the major podcast platforms like iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, and also my book, Cutie the Unicorn. It's okay to be different. It's available on Amazon, and part of the proceeds goes to St. Jude's Hospital. So, yeah.
All right, before we get out of here, too, I always ask my guests this to leave some last words of motivation and uplift. I know you're all about that. For anybody that may be um, in a dark place right now, depressed, low in spirit, maybe thinking about giving up on whatever career idea or goals or dreams or whatever,
Mhm.
just because they're depressed and low and everything that's going on out here in the world. Can you leave them with some words of encouragement and uplift?
Well, if you feel depressed and if you feel like you have no choice left, you definitely need to ask for help, and don't hesitate to ask for help because it's definitely necessary, and it will help you to get out of this dark place. And I mean, I've had it before. As far as I wasn't depressed, but I was just um not upset. I just had anxiety, panic attacks. So I really had to. I didn't know what to do, and yeah, I had to definitely talk to therapists. So it helped me to figure out why I had it and how to do it. And if you're thinking of giving up on your career, you need a business coach, or you can just listen to motivational podcasts and they will inspire you. They will give you, there is so much free information where you can, like, there's so much free advice that you can take, and you can figure out your next steps. If you can't afford a coach, you can definitely listen to podcasts out there. There's so much free content that you can use. And definitely on my podcast, I give so much business advice every week, and I have public figures and like um multi-million, I mean 8-figure, 9-figure entrepreneurs that are very successful. So they give the best advice you can get. And if you don't ever think of giving up, because there is always, I mean, there is a will, there is a way. You can always find solution to any problem.
Absolutely.
I've been in crazy situations in my life, like even this time I had to rescue my family from Ukraine, and they survived. I mean, I believed in miracles, but not to this point where my bedridden grandma would survive in a building that was split in half by the bomb, and her unit, like her condo, was untouched. Like, how? I mean, what are the chances? I mean, there were no chances, because like there are some healthy people that actually, they died, but she survived. So definitely believe in miracles. They're out there, and if you don't, this is your sign to believe in miracles.
Right. Wow. So glad that your family was able to make it out of that safe, and prayers go out to all of the families over in Ukraine who lost loved ones and still over there going through that tragic situation. So we definitely send our prayers
Thank you.
over there to Ukraine. I want to say thank you so much from me and the Vibe team, the whole entire team. We want to thank you so much for spending some time with us today, coming on here, sharing your story, inspiring us, and keeping us motivated. We can't wait to get you back on here again, because once you on the Vibe show, you are a part of the Vibe family.
Okay.
You have our support, and we just want to say that we love you, and we wishing you more blessings and more success with everything that you're doing right now and everything that you're going to be doing in the future. We love you.
Thank you so much, guys. So honored to be on the show. Thank you.
Absolutely. It's the Vibe Show 97.9. You guys make sure that y'all go and log on to www.notbasicblonde.com. Everything is over there. Go check out the website. It has everything over there. Y'all make sure y'all go to Amazon and get the book. It's out right now. And y'all make sure that y'all follow Not Basic Blonde. Stay tapped in. She's on, like, Google her. I'm telling you, it's gonna pop
Google
up
me.
everything.
You'll find all the information there.
It's right there. You're not following the Vibe Show 97.9. You're not subscribed. Please hit the subscribe button. Turn on those bell notifications for more exclusive interviews coming up. Also, log on to the official Vibe Show 97.9 exclusive radio station website at www.thevibeshow979.net. Peace and blessings to everybody. Y'all already know my slogan: more love, less hate makes the world a better place. I love y'all. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all night. Me and Not Basic Blonde, we are out of here. We love y'all. Peace.